It's a little cloudy, a little cool. Probably sunshine and 80 day with. I don't see that happening.
Cloudy and cool, huh?
There's a guy, looks like a homeless guy or an indigent of some kind, sleeping on the Tim Hortons grounds. Manager's trying to get rid of him.
Oh boy. Has he got a sign or just hanging? Has he got a sign or just hanging? Hang on a minute here, guys.
There we go. Order in.
Okay, I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now? Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I'm just messing with you.
Well, Zoom changed some of their settings, and you just never know.
Yeah. Oh, hey, I chased a ship this morning.
Good for you.
Yeah, I heard him tooting, and I ran to the side yard and threw the drone up. And oh, sorry, that's not.
You're on mute or something again. Hugh, can't hear you.
Just a train. There's a train passing. It's really loud.
Okay.
Tooting his horn. Good morning. Thank you. Okay. Thanks very much. You too. I'll tell you one thing I really I like about Canadian service workers. They are extremely polite. More so than in a lot of other countries.
Yeah.
I always notice that when I come home to Canada.
Well, that's a good thing.
Oh yeah.
There's enough people out in the world that aren't very nice, and that's not good.
Oh yeah.
So Chris is back getting his second load. So with any luck at all, if they get loaded, he'll be on his way and he'll be home early today.
Nice. What is it, Tuesday today?
Yep. Tuesday. I don't know if Roger was going to go fly today or not, or what his weather's like.
Pretty windy here, surprisingly. So I flew 22 batteries on that little tiny whoop last night.
Wow.
Oh man, it was so much fun. What a rush.
Now, how much flight time on each battery about?
2.5 to 3.5 minutes.
Okay.
I've only got 11 batteries, so I had to recharge them twice.
How long does it take to recharge each battery?
Not long. Maybe 15, 20 minutes, and they're all charged back up again.
So when you do that, do you fly and charge at the same time, or?
Sometimes, yeah.
Well, that makes it a lot better.
Well, I pulled a Paul Murray last night. I was up till 2:30 a.m. editing.
Yes. Yep. That happens.
Anybody in chat?
Builder 710 and Roger says, good morning, all.
Morning, Roger. Morning, Builder.
Marshall, Washington County News. Good morning. Elaine Bellemieux. Morning, Paul and Hugh. Yeah, I didn't know whether to go on this morning or not because a lot of people said that they weren't available this morning. But
yeah,
I thought for those people that would be available, they're just sitting around and probably nothing to do. So here we are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, I see that. I see they're reloading Chris's truck.
Okay. Loading. Keep them doggies loading, rawhide. Something like that. Oh.
So Roger, are you going to go fly today, or are you just going to pop in and say hi, or what's your plans today, Roger?
Roger Dodger.
We're supposed to have one more day of warm weather, then a couple of days maybe of rain, and then, hello, David.
What's up, David?
What the hell is Zoom doing? Hello, Paul. How
Yeah,
are you?
Zoom is acting different.
They wouldn't let me in until I'd done an update.
Yep.
And then when I got in, they played around with it.
Well, it's like when I started it up, usually I just hit go. Then it says, okay, sign in with your information, you know? And it had me listed as a Gmail, which I do have, but you know, the passwords for my Gmail account isn't like on the tip of my tongue.
Oh.
Hi, Eileen, Washington, Drone Pool, Roger.
Drone Pool. What's up, buddy?
Builder.
Pool's here. Yep. So it's yeah, it just is what it is.
Yeah.
Drone Pool, are you working today? Is that where you're at, or? Okay, Roger, that's fine. Roger said he's got a lot of things to do today, and he's just about to leave the house.
I had a disappointing time with the doctor.
Oh no! What happened?
I was angling for less tablets, and came away with one more.
Well, if you need them, you need them, right?
I don't think I do need them.
Well, that should be up to you then, right?
I'll give him a go for a month and see what happens. It's like the statins. We have a continuously back and forward with that.
Yeah.
And at the moment I'm on them, but I won't be on them much longer because my cholesterol levels are so low.
Okay. Well, good.
But then he says, oh, but you're on diabetes, so you have diabetes, so you should have them. you know, it says one of the tablets you take. Well, if I don't need them, and you know, we go through that loop. He says, well, if you take one of these, I won't let you take one of them, and that kind of, you know, he does deals kind of thing.
It's like horse trading.
Horse trade, no, I absolutely hate taking tablets, you see.
For Roger.
No, I don't think that'd help me though, Hugh.
No.
So it flew, by the way.
What flew?
The beast.
You got the beast up?
The iPhone drone.
Oh, you're asking me? Oh, yeah. Sorry, I thought you were telling me about something. Yeah. It flew.
Yeah, he flew. He
I
flew
saw
the
the video.
iPhone. Yeah.
Yeah, it was an interesting experiment, but the problem is the field of view is too small. MGE Small Town Flyer says he knows a way to make it wider, but I couldn't find it on my phone. I'm gonna have to look. He's got some tutorial or something to I'll have to take a peek at. But anyway,
I found something about my phone. It's got a great camera on it, and I was, you know, the book says it's a great camera, blah blah blah, and the adverts. Sorry, and when I got it, it seemed to have wide angle and not so wide angle. And I thought, well, that's a bit disappointing, you know. And the not so wide angle, when you zoom it, you get, hi Paul, you know, you don't get what it says in the book zoom. You get about two to four times. It's digital zoom, but you know, if all you've got with you is your camera, it's your camera. It was only when I made the non-logical step of starting at wide angle and then zooming did I find I had a much better zoom on the other lens than I did on the.
Well, you know, the interesting thing you brought up, David, is the fact that I think the advent of camera phones and how much they've progressed in quality has killed the average person. I very rarely see a person on the hoof with a camera anymore.
Yeah, I agree.
Lindsay and I both prefer, if we're out to take pictures, to use our proper cameras.
Yeah.
But that's most of the, but I wouldn't on a dry night in it's true, so it's not a compliment, Lynn. Where was I? I wouldn't put my camera on a tripod. Sorry, my phone on a tripod and leave it outside. Whereas I regularly do to take star shots with my camera.
Okay.
It's just, you know, it's psychology of it, I suppose.
Yeah, but
so saying,
most modern phones are waterproof.
Yeah.
You know? So I mean, you could leave it outside. It's not gonna. Nothing's gonna.
Oh
happen.
yeah.
Yeah, and you know, it just to go along with what I said is, I very rarely see any advertisements on television or in any kind of print, even print media, or cameras.
And well, even in I don't see a lot of adverts anyway, but even then, and even back when I was, you know, still watching telly and things like that, they really had disappeared, because for most people, the pocket camera is now your phone.
Yep.
And most people don't need the versatility.
Well, if you watch any major news events, you can see whatever the news event is, and 100 people holding their phone up. You know.
Yeah. The only thing I wish they'd learn is not to hold it that way.
Yes.
Hold it that way.
That way.
But yeah, that vertical thing, even YouTube's now adopting it from in the shorts, rather. Excuse me.
Well, my view on shorts is I'll probably watch them, but you're probably not going to get a comment, because I'm not spending more time on the video than you did.
Yeah, well,
typing a comment in. Yeah.
I don't think people are going to comment on shorts. But, you know, they are kind of fun for things like, you know, like the other day when I flew by that squirrel, I thought that was kind of funny to put up, you know, nothing too serious. It took me, 2 minutes to edit.
Yeah. One thing I've been thinking of doing is adverts, if you like.
Adverts?
Yeah. An advert for an upcoming video. See it on Friday.
Sure. Yeah. So hi to Uncle Paul and Uncle David.
Hey,
lucky
girl.
My pussycat's not well.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That's sad.
Annabelle's getting bigger.
Oh, she is. She's getting a little chubby, to be honest. I'm gonna have to cut her back. Starting to look like me.
Well, Spidey's been eating like a pig for the last 10 days.
Okay.
And not looking as thin as she ever does.
Yeah.
And then this morning, last night she looked at a dish. And, yeah. This morning she looked at a dish, another dish, and went, climbed up and went outside, came back in having eaten grass, and then threw up.
Uh-oh.
And now she's gone to bed and she's having a good kip, and she's not interested in food or treats or anything. She just looks at you and
Little Llama Laura. And Paul Hodges, of course, is out in the field doing his sign business. And
hi, Laura. Missed you coming in there.
Yep. And AZ Drone Dude's here.
What's up, AZ? And I'll be with you guys in chat in a minute. I'm just getting a couple things done here.
We had bright sunshine first thing this morning, and now it's starting to haze up, and that's probably what I'm going to get today. You can see the high clouds. It's going to haze up. I'm pretty darn sure.
Okay. The other thing I've done today is play with the coders for Filmora.
Play with the what?
The coders, the people who write the code for Filmora.
Oh,
the tech support on Filmora. I've been back and forwards, and they say, "Oh, you've got to have the latest drivers." Well, I have got the latest video drivers, and blah blah blah.
Okay.
So that's all out the window. And every time I can pre-render it, and I can watch it, and that is, there's a section of footage that I want to reverse, play backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I've done it previously, and previously I had problems, and I've made my own workaround. And the workaround is to go and record it backwards in the song, by itself, out with the rest of the movie, as it were. Bring it back in.
File that one clip in reverse and then put it back in, so the computer doesn't have to.
So the computer doesn't have to do it with everything else. Yeah, that's my workaround.
Yeah.
But they offer the ability to do it within the thing, so it should work. IJSK. So I flipped it around, and I've done it previously, and I'd flipped it around and adjusted the speed.
Yeah.
Previously, and it wouldn't do the two things at once, which, okay, I can accept. That's a lot of chuntering to do and what have you. And maybe a higher spec graphics card. But this one is just a swap, and it's 10 seconds of video. Just 10 seconds of video. And I watched the resources. There was no overload of resources, nothing. It just, every time it got to that point, fell over. So I sent the report off to them, and they came back. You need the latest driver. I've got the latest driver. Oh, well, you need this. I've got that. Go and see what's wrong with your code. And they're being very helpful. Don't get me wrong. It's just they need to go and look at their code.
Which software again?
Filmora.
Okay. Do I have Filmora? What have I got here? I've got DaVinci. I think I have Filmora on here. Well, I used to.
No, but as I say, my workaround is just to pop the video, the little segment, into its own project, flip it, save it as a new name, and drop it in, and it renders. It's just on final render.
Yep.
But I love their bug reporting thing though. When something goes wrong like that, Filmora will disappear from your screen, and you get this screen comes up with a couple of things where they want your information and what you would, a description of what you were doing and what have you. And it's the bug splat screen. Brilliant. The thing is, though, I mean, I had the loops of, update your drivers, do this, which I'd already done because I've been through this loop with them before. I've got the latest of everything. I've had so since they came out to help Filmora run.
Okay.
There will be an update in a couple of days. They'll suss it, and there'll be a tiny little upgrade. Oh, we've not dotted that T or crossed that I somewhere in the code. That they'll sort. It's I don't work for them, but I love their support.
That's good. You're very enthusiastic about it. That's good.
Yeah. Oh, everybody, please, if you would or could, hit the like button, please.
I think I have.
I keep forgetting that, but
Well, I've hit it once. Do you want me to hit it again?
no. Once,
It's okay.
just one time.
Hi, Neil.
Yeah. So, everybody, David, what are you up to the rest of the day?
I've got a whole stack and list of jobs I'm supposed to be doing.
You got the honey-do list going, do you?
Well, it's half honeydew and half me once it needs it done.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But a lot of it's outside, and I bet you can't guess what it's doing again.
Oh yeah. I can exactly know what it's doing again. And is that normal this time of year for you? That kind of weather, or?
Yeah, we can get it. We quite often have a good spell in May, but I think we had that last weekend, as in the weekend before last.
Okay.
We sometimes, we quite often get some of our best weather as well, but it looks like we're not getting it this year.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to have to be quicker. They want to get a good weekend before the end of May.
My cat's doing something. I don't know what the hell she's doing. I hear noise.
Uh-oh. Oh, yes, it is, Laura. But it's been a successful day. I've got a fair bit done, which is all you can do.
I think she was just in the litter box. She was just making a lot of noise.
Or they can make a hell of a lot of noise in there.
All right, let's see if I can pull up my ship chasing video from this morning. What do we got?
I'm hoping you said ship.
That is what I said, David, not ship chasing. Although, anyway. Also render these suckers into 1080p, and then I can share them with you guys. You can watch my Paul Murray inspired ship chase.
Yeah, that's cool. He was up editing, David. He's learning. He was editing this morning until 2:30.
Who does things like that?
A guy named Paul Murray. I don't know.
Well, once you get on a roll, you get on a roll, because I find if I stop editing in the middle of something and wait, then it's like I got to go back and say, okay, now where am I and how?
I was about to say Hughes put his window back in the right place and then he disappeared. But I know what you mean with editing. I try and stop at a phase, and any ideas I've had, I scribble them down because I'll forget them and they're gone.
Yeah.
I don't like to. If I know it's going to take me, I've got to do this, and I've got to do this, and I've got to do this. I don't like to sit and do all of that all in a one. I like to do
exactly
this, then go away and do something else, and come back and do that.
Well, it's like marathon editing too. It's like I do multiple ships, and I take first thing I do is I pull at least 7 photos from the video, put that, and then edit those, put that in the file with the video. Then I go in and I pull the video into the video editing program, and I edit it with the titles and the ending and everything. And then I have to take and then post, upload the video to YouTube. Then I turn around and I go to 5 to 7, probably more than that, pages that I regularly post on, and I put up the 5 pictures because Facebook allows you to put 5 in a square without having a little number at the bottom. Like if you would put 6 in, then it would say +6 or +1, +2, you know. I don't like that. Then I also put in there the link in the description, the link to the video. And then I go down and I put in the link again, once again, in the first part of the first chat, the first comment. And it brings up a little icon of the video down there. And then I'm done and I move on to the next one. But once you start posting like the 5 pictures on, especially on Facebook, when you go and say, okay, I want to add pictures, you're already, your pictures are up there and you just go across and highlight 5 of them and click on it, you know?
Mhm.
And then I've also pre-recorded pre-copied the description, which is usually a 3-liner, the name, the date, I put in there, select, for video, select 720p, 1080p, HD, and then the description, for where the video is, it's a 3-liner. So I've copied that previously. So then I just keep copying that over and over and over again. It goes pretty fast, but it's tedious.
Yep. Oh my God, I'm in a sweat this morning, boys. Whew.
Why have I got a spaghetti western theme going through my head, having just watched Chris walk down the dusty road to me?
Well, yeah, you almost want to hear that doo-doo-doo, you know. Here he comes back again. Is that Chris?
No, Chris went off to the.
Oh yeah, that's
one of the potty plants, isn't it?
Yep. You know, funny part is he got a piece of paper in his hand. He was walking down through there like, what is all this stuff? You know, if you don't know, you got a problem, buddy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You're welcome, Roger. Yep, up at the top, I've posted Canadian Drone Hub's PayPal account. If anybody wishes to donate to Roger, feel free. If you don't, that's great as well. No pressure. But I know Roger's trying to get a little bit of money ahead because he's got all the fiber optics and all that stuff coming his way pretty soon. I know he was talking at one time about the satellite thing, but I found, you know, he was right. In order to get that satellite feed, you have to upfront like $800 or $900 Canadian just for the equipment, don't you, Hugh?
I don't know, to be honest, but I heard there's something. It's not trivial. Yeah, it's expensive.
You got to be pretty serious about it.
I would think so. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, it's new. You used to have to upfront for routers and modems and the like, didn't you? And now they just come as part of the package.
Right.
So given a few years, hopefully the satellite will.
Yeah, one would imagine, right? That.
Yeah, but you reminds me, I gotta get down and put some cameras up at Lynn's house for her.
We've had this conversation. I don't think Lynn was that keen on where you put.
Well, she doesn't. You know, she has to leave that up to me to do what's best for
her.
I'm not even gonna touch that.
She's probably not here, so I'm good to say that.
She's not far back up the chat. You're probably in trouble, Paul.
Oh, I thought maybe she'd left for a minute. She's got I told you she rescued a cat, right?
No. Yeah. When was this?
She rescued a cat across the street, got in somebody's garage. They tried to figure out whose it was or whatever. Nothing. They put out ads for people if you've lost a cat, blah, 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 blah. A couple of people came and looked at, but it wasn't theirs. So now Lynn is paying to have the cat neutered and then they're going to place the cat someplace.
All right. Well, that's nice of her.
Hi, Brian.
Hey, Brian.
What's up, Brian?
Oh, good, Lenny. Out on the deck. That a girl. You enjoy yourself out there. She was out there visiting her little kitty cat.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, the cat goes, I think, Thursday, she told me.
Luckily, my cat's been pretty healthy. Can't complain. She's been doing all right.
Well, the sad part is with all of Lynn's critters and everything, the cat pretty much is either, if she lets it out, she has to hold it because it's a runner, at this point.
Yeah.
And he's going to get neutered here on Thursday. Yep.
And then he might not want to stay. Look what she did to me.
Yeah. But he's got she's got cages for just about everything. His name is Spud, right, Lynn?
Spud. Okay. Now, yes, Annabelle, I hear you, honey. What's up? You want? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You need some attention.
Thursday morning is his day, and Friday morning is its day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my cat says I'm not paying enough attention to this. Oh, I think jumping over there. Okay.
She's looking for a cookie.
She just wants cookies. She's already had her cookie this morning. So.
She's looking for her OnlyFans appearance.
Oh, for God's sakes.
Yeah, he's in a big cat cage. She really named him Bud, but I call him Spud and it pisses her off. So
His name is Bud, but you call him Spud?
yeah.
Okay.
I think Spud's a better name for him myself.
Yeah. Not the worst cat name ever, eh?
But I like Annabelle. That's a good name. And
She's even got her own horror movie.
yeah. And Lynn's other cat she's had forever, his name is Lucy.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, Lucy is a neutered male.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I don't know the story behind why Lucy, but it is.
Whew. All right. Just making a thumbnail for next video.
The fun part about Lucy is she's been around dogs forever, and so she's none of the dogs bug her. In fact, the little one, she plays with a little one, chase each other back and forth up the hallway and things. And then when Lucy gets tired of playing, she jumps up on a chair, and the little just a little dog jumps up like this to look at her, and she takes her paw and smacks him right on top of the head.
That's a fair old age, Lynn.
Hey, Roger, you have a good day and drive careful.
Yep. Bye, Roger.
Roger.
Yeah, he's had friends live next door to us that had loads of cats, and their Afghan hound, we're sure that he thought he was a cat.
Okay.
He would do more cat things than
anything else.
Yeah, including try to get out of the cat flap.
Our cat is so much like a dog. It's not even funny. She fetches. She brings me toys to play with. Like, I mean, she really tries hard to be a dog.
Well, I know she loves to play, doesn't she?
Oh yeah, she does. She sure does.
Did you buy? I could be wrong. Maybe I was thinking of somebody else. Did you buy one of those electric things that flip a thing back and forth every once in a while?
No, people suggested them, but I just play with her. When she wants to play, I take the time. I'm retired, right? I got all the time in the world. I stop and play with her. they're good for people that are busy, but I'm not one of those busy people. So
Yeah.
I used to be. No more. Okay. I'll tell you, boys, I had so much good flying. Somebody's got their vibrator on.
Yeah. Well, you're heading into the season, Hugh, when you got to be ready to fly at a moment's notice.
My drone is always charged. Always.
Good.
Ready to rock. So Tuesday, what's coming up this weekend, David? You going on another adventure?
Oh yes,
Oh yeah, he is.
we have a bit of a plan,
Okay.
but we're not sure because obviously we're not sure what's going to happen.
Oh, it's just because lockdown may change or something?
No, it's just weather, and
Oh yeah.
we're heading sort of up into the mountains or through the mountains to get where we're going. If the weather's as bad as this, it could be snow up there. It could be, we just got to keep an eye. But a couple of times we've been to Auchindoun Castle and mentioned the events there. We mentioned another castle. In fact, on the video I've just finished, there's a blooper in it about this other castle. Hi, Rick. So we thought about high time we went to visit that other castle.
Okay.
And it's the ideal time to do it because the castle hasn't reopened yet after lockdown.
Yeah.
And so the castle's closed. The gardens are open, but the castle's closed. So I should be able to fly it without too much bother.
Okay. Well, I think our kind of stay-at-home order is supposed to be lifted in the next week or so. So hopefully I'll be able to get out and do some things because I'm getting sick of filming my own friggin' backyard and flying around my house. It's just,
And then we're going to a place called the Peel of Lumfannon.
Oh, okay.
Which is a little bit closer to Aberdeen. And it's just an ancient hill fort.
Mm-hmm.
We'll pay that a visit and then head towards home.
Okay. Sounds like you got a plan.
Hi, Marcel. Well, it's a bit of a plan. I mean, we've got half a dozen alternatives at each place kind of thing, so if anything goes awry. But that's all you can do when the weather's the way it is.
Morning, Rick. Morning, Marcel. Okay.
Chris is on the way.
Yep. Hi, Corey.
Hey, Corey.
Oh, buddy. How you doing, Corey? What's happening?
Well, talking about one of the users of that phrase, didn't he look like the cat who's got the cream when he was talking about the new girlfriend?
Oh, is that Tim?
Yeah.
Where is he? I don't
Big
see
cheesy grin on his face. He's not in. It's just.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he's bitten for sure.
Really nice to see him.
He's in an upbeat mood. Yep.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Really great.
Chris, Lynn is asking where we're off to today. I think he's too busy thinking about the start of the race.
what race is going on today?
Chris, he was at the traffic lights, and it was like a Formula One grid. Yeah, you're next, Rick. Let's see what answer that brings.
There's the Paul Tregurtha down at Marine City, headed south. That's the biggest ship on the Great Lakes.
That's about what I was expecting, Rick.
The Paul T.
Yep. Yep, everybody, if you would, please hit the like button. I would appreciate it. Don't have to if you don't, but the end of the world will not happen if you do.
Well, it shouldn't.
Well, that's kind of interesting how they got that striped thing down the center of Chris right there. Like, what is that, no man's land or what?
I'm not sure what it means in America, but in this country, it means you shouldn't go there.
Yeah, but I was just trying to figure out is it had its own left turn lane. It has 2 lanes going this way. And then that big stripe, do you think that stripe down the center is for like emergency vehicles or something, or?
Don't know.
Oh, you guys-
Every state seems to have its own to do.
Okay.
There's another one coming up.
Yeah, it's a barge, spud barge. Call them spuds because you see those big steel poles up. They spud it down when they're working it. Because he's got an excavator on it, being pushed by a small tug. But as you can see, the conditions are pretty hazy.
Yeah.
Not that nice, crisp, clear.
Well, I'm trying to do something in Photoshop that, it looks like it should be easy. I'm just trying to draw a freaking red line through something. Why does that have to be so hard?
And you try and change the color of the line, and it wants to adjust the background. And I think I've been there.
It is aggravating. Paul, did you take your meds?
What day is it?
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Yeah, I suppose I could. I don't know why I take these stupid things.
I don't know, man.
Well, that's what I keep telling the doctor.
I haven't been to the doctor in a year. They keep telling me, it kind of ticks me off is my health insurance company is bugging the doctor to get me in for an inspection. And it's like, and I get all this wellness things from Blue Cross Blue Care. It's like, and I just rip it and throw it. And
Freaking hell.
There's your answer, Paul.
yep.
Jesus Christ. Come on.
Yep, Lynn's right. Says just tell the doctor no, right, Lynn? Lynn always tells me you don't need no friggin' doctors. If you don't feel good, take some Pepto-Bismol.
Well,
give it a few weeks.
oh, of course.
Lynn, that's not nice. She's just teasing. She doesn't really believe that.
No, of course.
No. Lynn. But I always do what Lynn tells me to do.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we've noticed, Paul.
I've heard
Yeah.
that.
Yep. Hey, Rick, I think Lynn is proving your point.
If the chat goes, if Lynn goes quiet in the chat, Paul, I'd go and lock the door.
She's on her way. On her way. Looks like he's that almost, well, that could be anywhere in the East Coast, but it's hilly, like kind of like Virginia, maybe, or Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Maryland, Pennsylvania, Virginia. They're all where those states meet. It's very similar terrain, nice mountains and
I remember trees about Maryland and Virginia. Trees is what comes to mind, just from years ago when I was there.
Yeah. Beautiful forest. The one thing I missed when I was living there was lakes. There's a real lack of water compared with Canada. I mean, just because where I live in the Great Lakes area, there's lakes everywhere. It's a post-glacial landscape. But in Virginia, the glaciers didn't come down there and touch them. So there's not as many lakes. And there's a lot less fresh water.
There's a close look for you. See the little pusher?
Uh-huh.
And he's got there's a guy up front and he's got different kinds of implements for grabbing different things.
Yep.
And the guy that's driving the boat looks like he's taking a cigarette break. He's got a spotter up front. They do a lot of work like dock work and that kind of thing.
All right, here's where I'm at. What do you think? Tomorrow's unboxing thumbnail.
Oh, there you go.
A 1S Mighty Whoop, because boy, she don't feel like she's tiny.
Hey, that's cool.
Okay, save as. Yes, Annabelle. Are you trying to get my attention?
Neil, you be good boy now.
Ain't that just
What's that, David?
I just decided I would have a look at the drugs, the tablets he's given me,
Okay.
and I'm already on them. And I assumed because it was 60 milligram that there was a 30 milligram tablet. There isn't. It comes 20, 40, 60, and 120. And he's put me on a dose which isn't possible with those.
We have to split the pill in half or something.
With what it comes at. So I'm going to
Are
be
they tablets or capsules?
capsules.
Yeah, that's you can't cut those in half.
He said
Yeah, Rick
90,
says
but
the internet's bad today.
with any luck, I'll persuade him instead of giving me what I was thought. If instead of giving me a 60 and a 30, there might be a one close enough above. So as there is, I might be able to convince them. So I don't have two tablets to take, just one.
Yeah.
But that'll be between me and the pharmacy at some point in the future.
I know there's been a few times when they've prescribed stuff to me and I've had to split pills and do things.
Well, I get 2 months worth at a time, and I'm trying to persuade them to give me 3 months worth at a time.
Yeah.
And if I can do, there's all sorts of things, but at the same time, I'm trying to say to them, look, most of the tablets you give me are not harmful. There's no way of taking all of a bottle at once and overdosing and killing myself. I'd make myself sick, but I wouldn't, there's no. So my thing would be, instead of giving me those in cardboard boxes and tinfoil wrap and all the rest of it in a little box, give me a bottle of them.
Yeah.
It's going to save the world. But
it's also nice that if there is some kind of disruption in the medicine supply, that you've got enough that you're not panicking. You're not like, oh shit, I'm out of meds.
Well, I've got.
Good morning, JDS.
Morning, JDS, Mr. First.
28.
As usual. Don't know how he does it. He's amazing.
Yeah, I've got about 4 weeks before my next main, before I put in another prescription, and I've probably got about 6 weeks worth of drugs. So I've got that 2 week.
When I lived in the States, I traveled internationally a lot. So we always had to get my doctors to give us like 6 months at a time, because sometimes I'd be overseas and I wouldn't be home for months, right? And for whatever reason, it was easier to do in the US. It's harder in Canada to get a multi-month supply. They seem to be much more reluctant to give you.
Well, I've got 2 months and I'm trying to get them up to 3, but
yeah, I used to
it's difficult to do anything at the moment over the phone. So I shall just wait till COVID is done. Then I shall go and ask outright.
Yeah. Well, I ordered my Sudio 4K camera. That's another $400 out the door.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
What did you decide to do about digital? Did you decide anything, or?
I'm going to wait. I'm just going to wait till it goes down a little bit in price next year or two. So that's why I bought the Sudio 4K. So because I need something to record HD when I'm flying my FPV flights. I really, I don't want to fly and just put up DVR footage. Nobody wants to watch that shit.
Right.
I don't want to watch that shit. So I've got to have some kind of camera to record the flights. And my naked GoPro was working good until I broke it. Still not sure how that happened, but anyway, what you gonna do? Oh, and I got some good news. My little HX-115, the little blue drone that I broke or that just died on me or whatever, they're sending a replacement today.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's the one you were discussing with Banggood.
With Beta FPV, this little fella here. I'll tell you what, David, this thing goes probably 80, 90 miles an hour. It's insane. It's basically just a huge battery strapped to this thing. And it just flies the battery. Like that's the payload. It's just a flying battery, basically.
wow.
But it's got an HD camera, so oh my God. I just love flying that little thing.
So what, it just died or?
Something wrong with the flight controller, yeah. And I've had no hard crashes or anything. It just started doing wonky things, and sometimes that happens. This guy has been an absolute rock for me. I have the frames broken in about 5 places. I have spares that I put in it. Look at it's broken here, broken over there. But damn it, this thing is really reliable. It just flies every day.
Well, I was glad last night to hear from Robert that the Anafi's working well for him.
Yeah, that's good to hear.
Anytime you pass a drone on to somebody else, you just want to make sure that it does.
Yeah.
That they're as happy with it as what you were,
Well, my Tello went to Bill, Newfound Drone Productions, and then he sold it to one of his friends who wanted to get into drones. So some new person to drones is flying my old Tello.
Ah.
Oh, well.
What was your thoughts on the Tello?
A really great little drone for the price, but of no use to me because my sole purpose for flying drones is to make films.
Yes.
And it doesn't film very well. It's 720p, no stabilization. It's not usable footage as far as I'm concerned.
Says the man who now flies FPV. Sorry, I couldn't resist that one.
Oh, well, that's fine. Like I'm flying FPV, but my GoPro footage is stabilized out of the FPV.
Yeah, no, I was just, you know what I was saying.
Well, there was a time, right now, Hugh's in the sport at the right time. FPV is evolving. Originally, FPV was jittery, jaggery. Sometimes you'd see it, sometimes you wouldn't, all kinds of things. But through the evolution of camera technology and just everything else, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas,
Beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Yep.
Yep. We are really, truly in a golden age of drones. I told my wife the other day, I said, I'm glad I'm alive in this time. I've seen the internet. I helped build, the modern internet with the companies I worked for. Now I'm watching this drone stuff evolve into something beautiful right before my eyes. It's awesome. Awesome.
Hi, Mike.
Morning, Mike. You built a 95X to that. Right on, man. Right on.
See, the thing is, at the moment, to my mind, we're not against. It's not technology, etc. It's the lawmakers that are the problem.
Yes. Yeah, the regulators.
They just,
and they're not consistent with their lawmaking and their regulation making, etc., etc. And one day
they'll just leave sub 250 gram drones alone.
No, I'm not going to have it. It's not the sub 250. I'm going to have it's it. Anomaly we were talking about last week about paramotor flyers.
Oh yeah.
And drones. Look at the anomaly there.
I know.
In the UK. I can't remember what was what elsewhere. There are effectively no rules in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
but look at the, and yet drones are becoming more and more and more regulated, and the paramotor people are laughing up their sleeve.
Yep.
But one day they'll sort that anomaly out, and the way they'll do it is the way that's happened in amateur radio, and they'll go with the lowest common denominator, and they'll deregulate, hopefully, except for the obvious safety issues. Again, that's the same with radio. We've got some new regulations coming in this country because of safety, but it's it's those anomalies that are gonna what's the problem at the moment, and they'll go away within a few years.
Yeah, eventually. Well, statistically, they should be regulating drones not emotionally, but statistically. And what I mean by that is emotionally, oh yeah, this could happen, that could happen, this could happen. But statistically, very rarely is there any kind of a drone crash. And even more rare is anybody hurt by a drone.
Yeah.
But emotionally, oh, it's in the air, so therefore it could fall. Well, so could a big Canadian goose,
That's what I love about my sub 250 drones. I really, I could fly this right into your face. It is not going to hurt you.
Yeah.
It might scratch you or something. This can fall from the sky from 1,000 feet. Nobody's going to die. It's not going to bust through anybody's windshield or car. That's why I love sub 250. No hassles. I'm not worried about hurting anybody. I mean, obviously, if you fly safely and with the rules, you're fine with a bigger drone too. But it just allows me to have that extra layer of comfort when I fly.
Well, and I think too, below the surface, you've always got this little bit of conflict, or who's in charge of the airspace. Is it local people? Is it county people? Is it state people? Is it the federal government? And it's like they're all trying to get on top of each other. And then you have like parks people. Like, I understand if you follow the rules and don't harass the wildlife, why shouldn't you be able to fly in a park?
Yep.
State parks, federal parks, whatever. I mean, it's not like you're flying a military drone.
No, but I think they're really just trying to protect people's enjoyment of natural parks. I get that. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want people flying drones all over the place if I was trying to have a peaceful hike at a park,
But there are it's like the parrot anafi that I had that now Robert has.
Mm-hmm.
You get 50, 70 feet in the air, you don't hear it. It's not there.
Yep.
Even the Air 2, which is a noisy drone compared to the Spark, once you get up, 100 feet in the air, it's gone. Yep. You're not going to hear it.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. I was flying that Hummingbird last night, and it was so nice. Couldn't even hear anything, Hey, Mike, I just posted a flight controller. This is the flight controller I find the most interesting. It's for Tiny Whoops, 200 milliwatt VTX. I know it's an all-in-one. You don't like all-in-ones, but, what are you going to do?
The Happy Model Diamond. There's a nice name.
Lynn's enjoying the scenic route that Chris is showing us.
Yeah, it looks like any place in Virginia. Can Chris hear us today?
I don't know if he can or not. He has a microphone and problems. He probably might be able to hear us, but
we can't hear him if he's swearing back at us.
Yes.
Hey, Mike, can you do me a favor? Remember last night you said that there was some video you did where you showed how to put the iPhone 5S in some kind of wide mode. Can you link that for me?
Chris looks like he's getting ready to make a turn here down this little street. I'd say they got a parking problem there, don't they?
At least they're not parked out in the road.
Yeah. Maybe they're giving shots there today. I don't know.
Laura. Paul,
I'm in northeast Scotland, Laura, but I don't think you mean me. I'm going to grab a cup of tea. Back in a second.
Yeah, Laura, I'm in Michigan, just north of Detroit.
Paul and I are in the Eastern time zone of
Yep.
the United States and Canada.
Yeah, we're in the same time zone as Roger, Canadian Drone Hub.
Well, I'm really glad Roger got the memberships going.
Yeah.
I almost think he should do some more levels, like so for hire. I'd be happy to do a $10 or $15 a month membership.
Yeah, you know, when it's just $5 a month or something, it's not a deal breaker for any. At least it shouldn't be.
Yep. No.
And Roger gives a lot of entertainment and place to go and that kind of thing. Lynn's still looking for a corner parrot cage since that guy stood us up yesterday.
Okay, Michael, can you link the video? I can probably hunt it down on your page, but I'm just not sure which one it is.
So Hugh, you're gonna get some more batteries in today?
Oh, absolutely.
It's not too windy there, is it?
It was a little bit windy, but this little most of my drones can handle wind. So
Yeah, mine too. You know, the Mavic 2 Pro is a champion in the wind. Now, if you're going into a stiff wind, you're not going to get 30, 35 miles an hour. You're gonna get maybe 18 to 20.
Mhm.
But yeah, I don't have any trouble with wind. Of course, I'm not going to go out and fly a tornado either. Yeah, Lynn wants to get the cage for Anthony, and she wants a good cage, a corner cage, and
Yeah, they're not cheap, are they?
hey, David.
Yeah. The good news is that the cat has been and had something to eat while I've been out in here. So that makes me feel a bit better.
Yeah, you said she's been getting finicky with eating.
I think she's been off. I think there's been something wrong with her, but she seems to be coming out of it now. So I'll hopefully save a vet thingy to the vets, a trip to the vets. But I just feel awful when a cat's awful because they can't tell you what's wrong, but you know there's something wrong.
Yeah.
You know, it's
David, I never thought I'd see somebody beat your beard, but
there's a few better than mine out there.
But
Is Chris back? Yeah.
MGE small town flyer, man, that is one that is one freaking dope beard, man.
Yeah.
That's beastly.
Looks like he uses those crimping tongs on it though.
Looks like Chris has arrived.
I feel naked now compared to my. I feel like I'm out streaking in public or something.
Look at that house they've built there. They built a house there, black and white. Look, everything else is colour, but they built a house in black and white.
Oh. Actually, that looks like where I used to live. That mountain range almost looks like Bull Run Mountains where I used to live. Literally outside of Scotland, Virginia to me was the next most beautiful place in the world. I just loved it. Got some issues playing your video, Mike. Not sure why, but I'm just getting all kind of staticky shit. Maybe something to do with my browser. I don't know. Weird. Well, I had ambitious plans of doing more cleaning up in the garage today, but
Hi, Chris.
my resolve is waning.
Lynn's been working the last several days cleaning her garage, and
Yeah.
I am in Waynesboro, PA.
Hey, good morning, Chris.
hey, Chris, we saw you arrived.
Yeah,
Lynn enjoyed
yeah, I'm in Waynesboro, Pennsylvania.
yeah, Lynn enjoyed the trip a lot. She loved the view.
Yeah, there is no other way in this place.
Next week, I will get out to my old neighbor's farm and do some flying over there.
Yeah, that'd be interesting, but I think he's when he's unloading, he's got his hands full.
Here you go, Hugh. This is one of the places we're planning at the weekend.
Okay.
This is the Peel of Lumfannon spot.
Ooh. Are they
It's
burial
a-
mounds?
11th century fort, hill fort. I'm trying to fly. I'm hoping to fly it.
Nice. Now, why couldn't you? Just weather related or permissions?
Weather. Because I won't take off or land on their land.
Yeah. There's the ship I flew this morning, just a picture of it. Working on getting the video up here in a second. Look at that. I put up a ship and Paul's not even paying attention.
He's planning out his next ship.
He's either got better things to do or he just died. Oh, he's moving. Okay. Alive. He lives. What you doing, Paul? Oh, he's busy. Okay. Get off there. What do you think you're doing? So today, if I can get around to it, I'm going to film myself dancing to a song and clip that into my my video for Thursday. So we'll see how that works.
Yeah, these places belong to the Historic Scotland and something. Historic and Environment Scotland. And Historic Scotland didn't let you fly over there. Didn't let you fly your drone.
Okay.
But they got put in place by the government saying it's nothing to do with them. Leave it to the Civil Aviation Authority. So as long as you don't take off or land from their land, you can fly. And we will be on public land when we fly, when we take off. And hopefully when the drone lands, it'll also be on public.
Right.
I like to keep it that way.
Well, glad I got all my chores done this morning. I was didn't really feel like getting up and doing certain things, but I got them done. Still busy, Paul?
Yeah, I'm just over here on the other. I'm trying to multitask at the age of 70.
Are you running a camera? Are you running a camera?
No.
Okay. Because it's fine if you are. I was just going to ask you how your tenants are doing. How's all that working out?
Fairly well. I see a lot more people up there than what I leased to.
Okay.
But with COVID, there's kids around there and everything else that, they seem to be respectful, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We'll have to play it by ear and see what.
And here's the other place we're supposed to be going. And again, it's purely weather that's stopping us from flying this one.
Oh, wow.
That one, when it's open, is a great museum, but I don't know when they're going to reopen it. They're having problems with volunteers.
The wall looks like a Star of David, doesn't it? Or
well, it's got more points.
Oh yeah, okay, because
that's for tactical reasons.
It's interesting, yeah. So you can fire
and stuff, yeah.
at angles, yeah.
So that's probably something from the 1700s, David.
That one's that's later, yeah. The original castle, you can see the footings for it around the bottom here. Is the one that was.
Oh, okay. So that's a rebuild of an original.
Yeah, it was built in the rebuilt in the 1700. The original footings you can see there is where the castle was. That was burnt down, was razed to the ground by the people at the Auchindoun Castle.
Auchindoun, I just love that word.
It could hardly be a more Scottish word, could there? It's got it all.
Okay, Auchindoun.
Auchindoun's a lovely place. I can't speak for that place yet. I've not been there.
Well, when now was that your picture?
No.
Okay, I was going to say you must have been there at prime time.
No, they're public domain pictures of the place.
Okay.
There are better pictures than that of the place, but they all require a license.
Well, the thing of it is knowing your weather, you have to be Johnny on the spot to get a good picture of almost anything, right?
Yeah.
I mean, some are good, some are better, but to get a really great photo, there's a lot of luck involved. Not the cameraman, the weather.
You've got to be able to frame the picture, but you're in the hands of the gods when it comes to the light and its direction and what it's doing. Yes, you can move around to a certain extent and you can change it yourself. You've got ways of doing that, but there's a lot of luck in getting a really, really good picture. There's skill in getting a technically good picture, but to get that little bit extra takes a little bit of luck.
Yeah, so I have never been to Auchindoun. I just looked on the map. What is it?
Dufton.
One more time. Oh, Auchindoun. Auchindoun, AZ. How do you doing, lad?
Unfortunately, they don't speak like that around there.
So far, I'm not a very good imitator of the Scottish accent, but my great grandfather, man, when I was a little kid, I could not understand a friggin' word he said. Not a friggin' word.
Where was he from?
Glasgow. My father's grandfather, yeah, he was a Glaswegian, but just such a thick accent.
Yeah.
So you big what? Pretty young.
We have a personal thing, and it's not hard and fast, but we tend to, on a normal weekend, we tend just to go 60 miles there and 60 miles back.
Mm-hmm.
And on a long weekend, which you've got coming up, it's 100 miles there and 100 miles back. But that's not hard and fast. Like we were away the other weekend to meet up with Vicky and Bernie, and it's that was 112 miles there and 112 miles back. So it's it depends. For a normal weekend, we don't like to go more than 60 miles for there and back. It's just with Lindsay working till 6:30 on a night time on a Friday. We don't want to, especially in the winter. Sometimes we drop it down to 40 in the winter, especially in the winter when it's dark. We don't want to be going somewhere and getting there when it is pitch black and we've never been there before.
Yep. I get that.
I mean, we get enough trouble when we've been somewhere before. Look at that Desmond Gets the Push video where I had to get out and push Desmond out of the mud.
You physically capable of pushing that thing out of the mud? It's goddamn huge.
Yeah, but
I
it's no bigger than a rugby scrum,
Yeah.
I know what you mean, but it's enough extra with the engine, and everything just to get it out of the mud. You get two legs and you're back into it. It's
when we were young and fit, but I don't think either of you and I are young and fit anymore. No disparagement for you, but we are what we are, right?
Yeah.
We're at that less than ideal stage of life.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be able to do it. Oh my God. When my wife and I moved into our first place, I was 23, I think. I carried a love seat, a fold-away bed, couch. Okay, they're pretty heavy because they get a mattress inside, right? I was able to lift that up, balance it on my thighs, and carry that down a set of stairs myself at 23. Now I'm lucky if I can shove the goddamn couch over a couple of feet. I need to move something. So,
yeah.
The mighty have fallen. All right, let's get
Paul's on the phone. Is that Chris dropped? He's unloaded, or is he moving to where he's going to unload? Yeah, Lynn, but remember, I had Lindsay in Desmond, in reverse, easing the clutch up to a biting point, to get it to roll where the wheels were just going to split. And then I was pushing just that bit that, to get it over the hump, as it were. I wasn't shoving the dead weight of 3,500 kilos.
Yeah, not trivial.
It was either that or we spent the weekend in that spot. And it was so unlevel, it would have spilt my whiskey, and that wasn't on.
Oh, honey, how lot, David?
I was talking with somebody else somewhere, and they said, do you use leveling blocks? And we carry them, but we've hardly ever used them. I said, our rule is we only need them if it's going to spill the whiskey.
Used to use them when I was a kid a lot. We lived in trailers, and
we used them more in the caravan, but you can usually find somewhere to get close enough that it's it's not going to make much difference.
okay.
I don't know what that was.
Paste attributes.
Yeah. Since they've stopped making Doctor Who, the TARDIS has gone really downhill, hasn't it?
Have they stopped making Doctor Who?
It was just a throwaway line to get a Portaloo joke in.
Oh, sorry. They haven't stopped making Doctor Who. Though.
I don't know.
Don't say things like that. Don't say awful things like that, David.
They did for a while.
We do. That's true.
To be honest, I hope it's. I think it's time for another regeneration.
I'm several seasons behind. I've got a lot of Doctor Who to watch, which is good.
And just,
Can you hear me?
You guys all knew about the parrot cage deal from yesterday, right?
Yes.
No, I didn't hear about it.
I heard about it.
What happened?
Well, Lynn and I drove down to meet somebody halfway between here and Lincoln Park, which is on the northwest side of Detroit. He picked the place to meet. We waited an hour and a half, no show. And then Lynn came back home and he left her nasty messages about you can't trust people to be where they're supposed to be. And we were there. And just went on and on. And so Lynn fired back really heavy. Well, he reposted it on Marketplace today. And so I found it. That's why I was doing over here. And, you can reply by, is this still available? Which is what I did. And he says, no, it's not available. I'm not into the drama. And I typed back, I says, no drama, just cash. And he didn't answer. But right it really is what she wants. And so I'm trying to figure out now, do I have any other friends that don't live in Port Huron that would
I don't know.
hold of him,
I don't think I would trust that guy now, Paul.
Yeah, but it's $600 cage for $200.
Yeah, I know, but
It is time.
what's the time for, Chris?
Let's see.
Oh, is that a John DiNardo cigar? Because if you ain't smoking that, you smoking shit, son.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying,
You know
man.
what I'm saying?
Look, I'm getting ready to write DiNardo on the damn thing now. DiNardo. Yes. I don't know how good this one is, though. We'll see. And hold on here. Where's my handy dandy? And look.
What the heck is that?
It's a lighter.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a lighter.
lighter.
That's cool.
It's lighters like that get you thrown off airplanes.
Yeah, buddy.
Doctor Who is still going, 8 episodes per season, really sucking. By
Oh
Neil.
no. Oh no, Neil. That's unfortunate. Oh well.
Yeah, I don't mind the female doctor, but since then, in particular, I've stopped watching it. It's not something I even go and look for to download.
Yeah.
It's just, I think they realise she hasn't got the strength of character to be the doctor.
Yeah.
And they're trying to repeat or pinch old storylines and bring elements in to make her seem better. And they're struggling. And not so keen on the new writers. I think the old writers maybe could have made her work. But if they're going to have a female doctor, they need somebody with a bit more to them, a bit more character.
Well, I think that's pretty much the exact thing that goes on in any kind of a series, If it doesn't have personality, you can't, I don't care how many you advertise, it just isn't going to do it.
Yes, indeed.
And I personally think that they don't get it. They think if they make it, what was that saying, Hugh? Make it and they'll come or whatever. Or
fake it until you make it.
Yeah, there you go. That too.
Oh boy.
I didn't know how badly the BBC was off when it comes to license fee payers. On average, 200,000 a year over the last 10 years have stopped paying a license fee, stopped watching live telly.
Oh, well. It's unfortunate, but it's
a fact of today's life, and the BBC need to react to it properly. And
I don't know what they're going to do, to be honest, but figure something out.
Make decent programs. Stop doing the reality crap.
Are they doing a lot of that?
Well, every TV channel over here is now.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like over there, but if it's not reality, it's not real.
Yeah. I hear you. Thing is, the streaming services like Netflix and Amazon Prime and Hulu and all that, they're making some really damn good original content, some stuff that's like
original content. Exactly. Yeah. Well, look at The Expanse.
Oh yeah,
that's Netflix original. That's the best thing I've seen in years.
Yep.
And read in years.
Yep. And you're very welcome. Glad I could point
you.
Good. Having consumed probably thousands of sci-fi books, yeah,
I
know what's good and what's not good. Well, for me anyway. Obviously, we all have different tastes, but
what I don't like in fantasy and sci-fi is when a son of the original author takes over and tries to keep something going. It just doesn't work. Yeah. And I'm not just talking Tolkien. I'm talking what's his name? Frank Herbert, the Dune series.
I didn't read any of the stuff by his son.
There were 6 books in the Dune series.
Right.
Another one of those 6-book trilogies. But that was written by Frank Herbert. Any of the others were written by his son, and they are nowhere near, not in the same league.
Yeah. Dune is probably, in my opinion, is probably the single best work of science fiction, space opera,
yeah,
ever written. In my opinion.
Yeah.
Just the depth, the complexity, the intensity, the originality. It's like Lord of the Rings for sci-fi.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Coffee.
And it was good. Even, I mean, I didn't like the Children of Dune wasn't as good, but the remaining books, the 4 books, were better, and than the Children of Dune. And at the end of 6, you could see there was places to take it, but that was quite far enough. Thank you. 1, 2, and 3 were the best.
Yeah.
4, 5, and 6 that's enough. But his son went on and on and on and on, and I read a couple of them just to see, and they were, yeah.
I actually never read past the first 3 books. That's it. I watched all the movies and the miniseries and all that, but I haven't read the books.
I'd stick with the first 3 then. If you've read those,
I'm hardly reading anything these days. To be honest, I really enjoy TV, and I know that's antithetical and anti everything about books, but I enjoy that. I enjoy that kind of storytelling, and I like I used to write as my creative outlet. Now I make little films because I like that.
I mean, there's all sorts of sci-fi I read while growing up that I wouldn't go back to.
I'll tell
Frank
you what.
Herbert, still Frank Herbert. I enjoy his Desardi experiment.
The which, sorry?
The Desardi experiment.
I don't know who's that by.
That's a weird book.
Okay.
But that's my pet hate anyway, as sons trying to take over. And I'd said not to mention Tolkien, but Christopher Tolkien hasn't done that good a job.
I haven't read anything except I think maybe a biography or a history he wrote or something, but
yeah.
Tolkien's another guy. He was like an Einstein.
Yeah, so Little Death.
Yeah. I love that.
So, Chris, are you back now at the ranch?
I'm still sitting here.
Oh,
I'm done for the day.
all right.
So I'm going to sit here for a couple minutes, smoke a cigar.
Make sure he's done for the day.
Oh, I'm done for the day. And then I'm going to go home and get in the hangar and get some stuff done I need to get done.
Yeah, buddy.
Did you ever? Yeah, I know you were talking about getting a big trailer to pull around all your stuff in.
Mm-hmm. Till I see them big trailer prices.
Yeah.
Yep. Well,
I'll get it eventually. I'm a little procrastinator. It takes me a little while to put a boot in my ass.
Well, I had the perfect. At one time, I had the perfect trailer. I'd found it, and because for golf carts and zero turns or whatever, and it was an enclosed trailer, tandem axle.
Oh yeah.
Had the silver, red, and black graphics on the side. Had the tailgate that went down. Inside was completely covered. It had up in the very front by the side door. It had storage shelving up there with the doors on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
It had the floor, had the tie downs in it and everything. I mean, it was perfect. I think I bought that for like $4,000, and it was like new.
They're not real expensive.
No, it was like new, but I never used the damn thing. It used to just sit over here, so I decided to sell it.
But I want to get a truck the same time I get the trailer.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you don't have a truck?
I don't have a truck.
Oh.
I have a
SUV.
I have a Suburban that my wife drives.
Okay.
But I don't have it all the time, so.
I miss having a pickup truck.
Oh, I always had pickups. I had dualies. I had all that stuff.
Yeah.
Before Mason was born, and then he had all his medical issues. I had to drop back to all my little kid stuff I used to have.
Yeah.
And before Mason was born in 2002, I probably had like 15 vehicles. You know,
Yeah.
I got one. I've had a new one every year.
Oh my.
Turn around, and my wife would have a new one, and that was just asinine. You know, I think about it now. That was just stupid.
It's expensive.
Well, the question for you is, how many miles do you put on a year, and is leasing something that you would think about?
Oh yeah, I used to lease them. Oh yeah, I used to turn them.
Because I used to lease them too, and
Oh.
I didn't put very many miles on them. They were just like new as when they went back is when I got them. And
Because like I said, when I was on the sheriff's office, I worked 2 days a week, and then I worked for a big dealership part time. So I was selling their trucks, you know, on my days off,
sure,
and I was selling like 25, 30 trucks a month, and I was only part time, and I was most time never in the dealership. And that was back in 93, 94, 95, all the way up to about 2000. I was selling part time. Yeah. But most time you can never convince nobody of leasing. You know, because they say, well, I don't own the car. Well, in reality, you don't own the car until you pay the note off.
yeah,
Right.
So it's just another mode of finance, no matter how you do it.
yeah. You always have the option.
Right.
You know, if you win the lottery next week and you want to buy it, you just write the check.
Write the check.
That'd be nice, eh?
I've seen all kinds of crazy ways people bought cars. Believe me, it was creative, especially when you get those big Suburbans and Cadillacs and all that stuff. People just, there's ways of doing it.
Well, I tell you what.
But you can't get $200 a month on a $50,000 vehicle.
Yep.
With no cash down.
Nope.
It doesn't.
In order to get it down to that price on a $50,000 vehicle, you'd have to have a big chunk of cash down.
A whole lot of cash. That's why I used to have my down payment kit on
not go in there with $1,000 down.
I had a little skit. People get mad at me sometimes. You know, they want to be at $200 a month on a $50,000 car, no cash. And I say, well, here's this down payment kit I'll give you. Go to CVS, and when the time you come out running, I'll go back and get it cleaned up. I had a ski mask in my I put a ski mask out on the desk. I'm sad. I'm sorry, and I'm just a sorry ass person that I would do something like that to somebody.
Okay.
You gotta have fun in life, man.
You know, the most I ever spent on a car was $30.
Me is all excited. Her Uncle Tim's here.
What's that?
Yep. So that's you know, people think that you can go buy a $50,000 vehicle with $1,000 down and pay $200 a month. They're nuts.
Yeah. This should be. I hear that, but
You probably could, but you'd have to sell your soul.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Oh, God, I'm so.
Then you wouldn't be able to drive it in case you nicked the paint or something. You know, you have to keep it undercover.
And the car prices now, boy, I hate to even see the payments on them now.
Well, did you see that new Ford electric pickup truck? It's got
Yes.
$50,000.
Good looking vehicle, but
Yep.
Hi, Mr. J. Somewhere in Pennsylvania is where Chris is.
What's up,
I'm in
Mr.
Waynesboro. Waynesboro, PA is only about 15 minutes out. Well, it's only like 5 minutes on the Maryland line. I'm only about 15 minutes from my job where I pull out at.
Oh, you're 15 minutes to go back to the
Yeah, I ain't that far. It seemed like I was a long way, but it only takes like 15, 20 minutes to get here. But the way I did it, it seemed like forever because I had to go the back roads. I'm not far.
Oh.
Oh, quick rebuilding job from here.
What's
Window
up?
back on the other side.
Blind Neil. See what Blind Neil put in the chat?
What do you say?
Back in 1992, I bought a Z28 for 7 grams of hash.
Oh, that's probably about right.
All right, there's my ship chase from this morning. Oh, wait a sec. Is it working?
72 was a good year.
Oh, there's a Hugh went out and did a ship chase, and he's showing it now.
Is it
Oh,
choppy
did?
for you guys?
Oh,
Well,
look.
did you hit the 2 boxes at the bottom when you started it?
Don't have those. Don't have that.
He's not sharing it, is he? He's just got it.
You know what? Let me do that.
I tell you, that damn Hugh just never amazes me.
That's a better way to do it, isn't it, Paul? Yep.
Hugh Productions.
That's Asgard Studios, my friend.
Well, he heard the ship fire off its horns, and he ran out and put her up in the air.
All
See,
right.
mine says aviation, no say studio.
You see it now?
I said my channel says aviation, it doesn't say studio on my side.
Now
So
we see your backyard.
Yep. See the ship now?
Yep.
That's sped up, obviously, just so I could catch up with it, and then you drop out of warp speed there.
Oh, that's nice.
And here we're right at about the limit of where I can go with the drone. I can't really get any closer than that.
ain't that the same boat that came through at Paul's?
Oh yeah, there's there's a lot of those
That sure as
similar.
hell look like the same one.
A lot of times they're headed for Chicago or
That water's that deep, Hugh? Yes, it is.
Yeah, in a channel, Chris, there's a lot of shallow areas though. When I see it when I drone.
Got you.
When I'm
Well, they
looking,
know where they're going. Yeah.
but yeah, there's navigational buoys all along the river here. This is the mighty St. Lawrence. It's one of the biggest shipping lanes in the world.
yep.
Hmm.
I live
That's
between
right.
the St. Lawrence River and the 401. The 401 is the busiest highway in all of North America. And this is one of the busiest shipping lanes. And my house is right in between 500 meters between those two things. And it's peaceful and quiet. It's so weird.
Yeah.
That's a nice video, Hugh.
Yeah, just, I can't circle them like you because I can't get low unless I get close. but
Did you title the name of the ship?
I didn't even know what it was called.
Because you could go to marine traffic and just tap on it, and it'll tell you all the information,
Yeah.
where it's headed and everything else.
I would put the title, oh shit, are we gonna make it?
Yeah.
Turned out really well.
Well, thanks. Yeah, I got a few good shots. The Mini is a great little bird, man.
You should try that with one of your whoops.
I've gotten nearly as far with my other drones. I have.
But then you'd have to watch the battery, otherwise you would be saying whoops.
Now,
Yeah,
when did that ship go by, Hugh?
Well, hold on a second. I'll be able to tell you when I look at the timestamp on the footage. Hold on.
While he's looking for that, I'm going to tell you that I've got to tell you, I was involved in an accident with the motorhome.
What?
Okay.
A couple of people came to help me, Mr. and Mrs. Smith and Mr. and Mrs. Ball.
It sounds
But
like
luckily, I was dragged out by the Smiths.
Okay. Where's this going?
I'm not getting it.
Yeah.
Well, if I wasn't dragged out by the Smiths, who would I have been dragged out by?
Ah,
Ah.
I gotcha. I gotcha.
The magic moment appears.
This magic moment.
Who did that one?
What's that? Huh?
Was that the Chiffons?
I don't know.
Yeah, say that.
Music is not my specialty.
Well, I don't know.
Okay, 9:47, I think, Paul. Is that right? 8:47 a.m.
Today.
today.
Well, I'm
Go back in
looking.
time with that ship tracker.
Yeah, I'm looking right now.
How do you go back in time?
You don't. You just go forward to where you think it might be.
Oh, okay. Well, it was going to the Great Lakes. That's a couple of hours ago, though.
Yeah, but they're only doing maybe 10, 12 knots. So that's 10 miles an hour.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Oh, there it is. The Nunavik.
Yep, that's what I thought it was. Nunavik.
That's it.
Where's he at now?
Destination is Duluth. DLH. That's
Duluth.
up in Superior. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Right now it's doing 8.8 knots.
Ship chase.
Neil was keeping up.
There, I put the name in the video title.
Yeah, because when you find it, if you tap on it, it'll bring up a box that you can even go and get details about it, like where it's from, where it's going, what who owns the ship, and all kinds of stuff.
Well, I want to use an image of it because I don't have a good picture. I guess I could use a screen grab, couldn't I? Yeah, I guess I could.
I don't like these houses here because they're like duplexes.
No, don't like them.
You got one attached. You look down there. You got one garage and you got another garage. That's two separate houses, but they're all hooked together.
All right, we'll just do a 4K screen grab and see what we get. Yeah. There was another ship right in front of it. Actually, I've got a little bit of a picture of it too. I used to canoe to them from Brockville with the Voyager group in high school. That's cool, man. Yeah, the Great Lakes are pretty nice, or the St. Lawrence is a pretty nice area, with, Thousand Islands and stuff.
Now, Chris, when you go to leave, do you have to back out of there or
No, I drive straight out now.
straight out now? Okay.
But I pulled in the first time I got here. I said, well, shit. I don't even know if I can, because it's just one straight, it's like a cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
And where I turn, that's all it is. So by the time they get this all built up, you're going to have to back in here because there ain't going to be no way out.
Well, and besides that, they because of their building, they think that they can park stuff right on the street. There isn't much room there.
There ain't no room at all for nothing. Yeah. And they got the people up at the upper end where I turned around. They're living in those houses.
And they got to drive past that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I didn't want to put it in the street. So I told them I was going to put it up there. I just had to carry it down. There's nowhere to put it on the lot. And it's, they're going to start building on the other side here too. But they don't put none of that on the paperwork before you leave. They don't do no. They don't talk to anybody. That's the only part about this job I don't like.
Maybe what you should have done was just cock the trailer, put it on the lawn across the street.
Mhm.
Well, I was going to do that, but they're going to be digging that up.
Yeah, but see, that's not your problem.
That's true too. That's true too.
You know, that's like, hey, you make a mess, I can add to it, you know?
But the option that I used was real simple. Because once I got up there and turned around, I was already up there next to the field.
Yeah.
So, like I always say, never lose the space you already got. You know, that's the old SWAT term. Never lose your position that you already took over.
Yeah.
So I figured I can dump them right there. It's flat. It's out of the way. And then they can go up there and pick them up and carry them down the street. Now I'm making it harder for them. Not, you know
Now,
what I'm saying?
how heavy would each one of those be?
They're heavy. It'd take about 2 or 3, especially them long ones. Probably take about 3 or 4 people to carry them down there by hand.
Yeah.
Now, if they got a pedal bone or something, they can just lift them up and just bring them on down here.
Doesn't look to me like they got a lot of extra equipment around.
They got no equipment. None.
Where's your sidekick, Dave Ennis, today? Surprised.
Wait, say him?
Talking to Paul, where's his sidekick, Dave Ennis?
I don't know. I don't know where Dave is. He's been kind of up and down a little bit lately,
Yeah. Okay.
as far as health wise.
Yeah, I know how that feels.
Laying in that bed ain't gonna help you out all day.
No, because it just gets worse.
Yep. You got to get moving. Like I told my brother when he had that COVID, get your ass up, get outside, sit outside, get some fresh air.
Come on.
But that's easy for me to say because it's not my issue. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
But I've been busted up before. I know. I've been busted up. I've been shot. I know what it feels like.
Yep.
I tell you, when I tore my quad muscles out of my leg, I never thought I'd be hanging around the house for a year to walk again.
Laboratory lost.
Yeah. I
That
know
drove me crazy.
I was pretty much hardly moved for a year and a half before I had my hips replaced. It was not a lot of fun.
It ain't a pretty feeling when you can't do stuff you want to do, and plus you got to have somebody help you do this and help you do that. You know.
Oh yeah, man. I hear you.
No. My wife was real good to me though, but still put a lot of pressure on it that I didn't have to. But this was a freak accident. I mean, it was so freaky. It was like somebody pushed me down them damn patio steps,
Oh man.
and there wasn't nobody there. So that's a pretty area up here, though. Pretty.
Yeah, it does look like it. Do you think are you seeing more and more people, Chris, in your travels that are working from home and not having to go to a physical office anymore?
Telemetry recovered.
Mostly down in, especially down in the Virginia area. You know, Arlington and all those places. All of them people are home. But yeah, I'm starting to see more cars. But I'm starting to see more cars out now too than before.
Uh-huh.
The traffic's really picking up. So, but the people that, especially big corporations where everybody's working at home, they're going to sell those big buildings, and real estate on them are going to be down the toilet. Because they found out they don't need them big facilities no more. You know what I mean? I would love to work at home if I could.
Well, probably in a few generations, you'll be able to drive trucks from home.
I hope not. Not my time.
Well, they fly drones from home.
Yep.
It's okay. It's not a bad job. It's I'm always out and about. I'm always at a different place all the time, every day.
Scenery changes. Yep.
Yeah. I just like to know where I'm going before I go, or what I'm getting into before I get there.
Run around.
I try to look at Google Earth, but Google Earth, Rosie, doesn't. It'll show you. It might show you up to date, but it doesn't show you whether the land is flat or is hilly. You know what I mean?
Are you talking the one for 900,000?
Anyway, I think I froze up.
No, it's a new list. This is, it's got it's a 4-bedroom on lake. It's huge, and it's got 11 cottages with it.
All right, we're gonna get on the road here. Smoke my cigar back. Take my time.
Go on, get him, Annabelle.
Here's Annabelle going, what the hell?
So let's see you follow me under here.
She's in her bunker now. On your email, you sent me this, the two on Lakeshore, 899 and 445. Wait, let me go to all this.
Take the next right toward Jer Road, then turn right onto Jer Road.
Yep, there he is. Yeah. Man.
Drone content brought to you
Mystic
by
Rock Lane North, then turn right onto Washington Township Boulevard.
Well, Chris, you have a good drive back. I think we're going to call it a day.
All right, Paul.
And
Y'all take care.
We'll see you again soon, my friend. And David, thanks for coming in as usual. Hugh,
Putting the stream on, Paul.
Hey, everybody.
and giving everybody
Take care,
a
everybody.
big goodbye from Tuesday morning. Take care, everybody. We'll see you all soon.